moves from club to club. I wondered who else I could speak to down there, and then I spotted a fellow that I normally see in a blue and white jumper. But Aaron Lord was probably having trouble getting a regular game down there at Geelong, and when it came to midfielders at the Cattery, and it turned out that Hawthorn and Geelong did a swap. Of course, Hargraves went from Hawthorn to Geelong. Lord went the other way, and the latter virtually has no complaints about the deal so far.
I suppose after 3 years at Geelong, I just probably needed a fresh start. You know, as I said, I had 3 years down there, but I'm from Melbourne originally, and I got a uni course in Melbourne, and I just felt that if I go back to Melbourne and got back into my uni course and a Melbourne club, you know, perhaps it would make me, yeah, as you say, a better footballer.
3 years, I think 32 games or something along those lines.
32, yeah.
What do you put that down to? Do you perhaps maybe think that Ken Judge has got better plans for you down here than what probably were at Geelong?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you only have to look at Geelong's midfield with sort of Gary Hocking, Liam Pickering, Peter Riccardi, Paul Couch, and these blokes to know that they are very strong through their midfield. And I guess Ken sort of targeted for Hawthorn in his pre-season to get more midfielders at the club, and so he mentioned to me during the year that they were interested in sort of doing a trade. So I guess from that point of view, I guess Ken's going to plan on playing me more through the midfield than I guess Geelong did with Ezzy last year. So hopefully that'll sort of work in my favour.
You mentioned the word traded. I mean, how does that sit with you? To think here you are, you're just virtually, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a business these days. I guess you know, you can't afford to be complacent wherever you are because you never know sort of what's around the corner. I guess sort of Mick McGuan found that out with Collingwood. But you know, I guess it's all part of it these days. I mean, some very good players have been traded and have gone on at their second club and been better players for it.
If I ask you to compare the two clubs, how would you, or could you?
It's sort of pretty hard because I mean, obviously Ken Judge and Gary Ezzy have both been brought up through the Hawthorn era, so both in terms of their training, it's very similar. Most of the drills we do are very similar, and the clubs themselves are, you know, the blokes are great. I've made some great friends at Geelong and down here at Hawthorn, so they're very similar actually.
Just looking at your style of footy and you yourself, how you play your footy, on the positive side, you don't seem to have any trouble getting the footy. Perhaps if there's a negative side, it may be getting rid of it in the defensive side of your footy. Have you worked on that, or is that true?
Yeah, I'd probably, there's some sort of, I guess that's probably correct in what you say. I mean, Hawthorn play a very defensive sort of a game in that they're very accountable for their opponents. So I guess in terms of the defensive side, I've sort of had to work a lot on that since I've been down here. But I think that won't be a problem in sort of me settling into the way they play. And in terms of using the ball, yeah, I guess I just got to work on my skills. I've been doing that since I've been involved in AFL footy, so hopefully it'll work out for the best. Some of your arty shots there, Justin, and it was very hard to get all those players just to come there at the right time. Gee, they were very confident.
Yeah, we've really worked on that over the last few weeks.
Yeah, what's happening to football? I mean, very disappointing there was no stab pass into the back of his head, or you know,
drink container or something thrown across.
That was on the shots that we kept out.
No ribbing of his teammates as they jogged past him and throwing water bottles at him and things like that.
It shows what a professional club that they are.
He has just on bulked up. He was, I mean, he's always a reasonably sort of stocky bloke young bloke at Geelong, but gee, there's muscle definition there now that I haven't seen on him before. He's obviously done a lot of work.
The interesting thing is he said there, or earlier, that he's back at university and virtually he used to travel down to Geelong from here. Now he's in town or in Melbourne, doesn't have to travel backwards and forwards up and down the highway. I think he's just a lot happier with himself.
Another one of these sort of personal issues that we often don't hear about in footy that can be so instrumental in a footballer playing good footy or not playing good footy, little things like that
Absolutely.
Can make all the difference in the world.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, a happy player is a good player, isn't it? And vice versa.